great day, everyone. All right. I got a wild, crazy background today because we're looking at digital crypto financial system, going to make that be a reality they're trying to do. So definitely going to see the crypto space moving like crazy. So we can see that we have MicroStrategy and some others quite active. So let's get into it. Let's go to our regular. Let's pull this over here. Boom, boom. Okay, so let's also look at the cover of The Economist. What is going on? Israel must hold itself accountable. Everything's in rubble. And how McKinsey lost its edge, no idea. Strongman standoff, Trump versus Modi. Okay, Germans fall out of love with beer. I guess they're not drinking beer anymore. Maybe the wheat is too expensive. An Economist's Guide to Life. Interesting, right? Let's check out Barron's cover because many times it will show us what we're going to see. Oh, look at that. I had no clue. And my background happens to match the background right there. Oh, quite interesting. And they're talking about the new risks in crypto. Why would you have a bomb with Bitcoin? To me, that's signaling, hey, Bitcoin's somewhat at the top and we've got the bomb coming on the right. So that the Bitcoin bomb is coming. Definitely digital, right? It looks kind of like a sunset. Not, well, I mean, the sun is to the left. So depending on your orientation, it could be sunrise or sunset. I don't know. I think it looks kind of like a sunset, but maybe that would be on the right instead of the left. And then looking at stocks with strong yield, okay? Is the Trump administration setting up for the crypto market for a fail? Question mark. Plus how quantum computing could upend Bitcoin. Great day, Julie. Yeah, so definitely looking at Bitcoin this week. I have to tell you, I put up this background just knowing based on what was moving this morning that we were going to be in the crypto financial digital space, and it's totally coincidence that like color tone everything match, but apparently I was feeling it. All right, so let's get this set up. Sorry for the delay. When I'm away, it takes me a second to get set up and everything. So let's get going. Today is an 11 energy. Love it. If you guys know anything about numerology, I'm also an 11 life path, which means I am a 2 as well as a 1 and an 11. Check out Gary the Numbers Guy if you don't know anything about numerology. It does play a part in the trading space as well, which you might go, what on earth are you talking about? Well, no, it does. So 637.18, I put my word out before. I said I think we're going to hit 650 before the end of the year. I am reiterating that analyst opinion there, that we're going to hit it before the end of the year based on what I see at the moment. We are not hitting a new high yet. However, we are close to it. All right, we got my girls arguing in the background. Surprise, surprise. All right, stock. Stock market halt. Trading levels for SPY, QQQ, IWM, and MNDIA. It's really interesting. I went to a sort of an interview meeting this weekend. I was speaking with a former congressman. He's like, do you want a hedge fund? Do you want to run one? It's like, oh, it's so funny. Interesting world we live in. People you know and how things can change based on who you talk to. All right. So let's get into this. We've got our classics, NVIDIA. Typically when we see that the stock market, it's not stock market world, but the crypto space is doing well, many times semiconductors will do well. Today, that's not the case, but many times it is the case. 144.40. All right, let's check out BMNR. Sorry, they're not really paying attention, thinking, making lots of noise. 91.7 million. All right, daily point of control. We are above it, 40.33. Right there. Let's also look at Reddit. Reddit has been a rocket ship. Helps when you spell it correctly. And we might be topping out up here, 217.50. Look at that interesting move. There's not a lot of volume, but I'd say if it goes above 218.50, good chance for that to move to the upside. Just checking it out, one of my longer term holdings. All right, let's also slide this over a bit and slide this. Actually, let me shrink this. Because I want to make sure we get the January numbers on that screen for you. There we go. Okay, so let's also check out SBET. Mentioned this before. It's on that next move up. All right, if we were to, let's see, a disjointed channel. Oh, negative. Other way around. So weird. Why would they do it that way? All right. Why is it drawing it backwards? Okay, babe. Did you read the shark one?
No.
Okay, can you read the shark one too? Huh.
Okay.
I don't know why it wants to extend line to the right. Aha. Maybe if I do it. Aha. Aha. This is fun. It's not doing what I want it to do, but that is interesting in itself right there. That maybe when we break out from 35, then it would be a higher move. You can tell I never use the disjointed channel. We'll make this a little bit more opaque right there. But it is interesting what it drew for us. All right, so we can see 2007 for SBET. It is active this morning, lots of volume. And 2007, so we're nicely above that. Let's check out Tesla. To the upside. Okay, I think I could be a bull on Tesla all the way up to 346 now. Would probably have a test up there at 356. So for now, it looks like it might want to get a little leggy and run. Kind of like I'll be doing at a 5K in Orlando. I'm goofy to this morning. How are you guys? How was your weekend? Can you hear me okay? I know Julie can on Twitter. How about on YouTube? Can you guys hear me on YouTube? How's the YouTube? YouTube transmission. I like that word. All right. I was working on a nice, TCOM, trip.com, yes? TCOM, trip.com, they had a major split, I believe, because it used to be super pricey, super pricey. All right, let's put TCOM. Look at this crazy volume that came in on Friday. And now it's rebounding. We have our big money level from up here at 62. $62 even. All right, and let's look at MSTR. Big move to the upside for MSTR. Ah, Frank. Awesome, awesome. Never be shy. I like the interaction. It makes it more fun when I'm communicating with people instead of just talking to a screen. Oh, fun. You might want to wear some goggles, Julie. You could easily do 5K. Walking your dogs, you could easily do 5K. All right. Let's see what's dropping like it's hot. AI, which was the hot ticket with all the AI stocks, is not so hot anymore. C3 AI looks like definitely oversold here, in my opinion. Might have a rebound to the upside when volume comes in. I'm not saying buy the falling knife. No, don't do that. Don't get your hands cut off. Not a good idea. Don't do it. They sold at 26.29 up there. SOUN. Where's the shovel? Where's the shovel? Talking about SOUN. It did skyrocket, and now it's in a bit of retracement mode. Right? Let's go over here, see if we can put it right to the earnings. Boom. Right there. They have sold at $13.59. Shovel, are you watching? They sold at $13.59. Looks like they might want to take it down from here. If it can, well, we'll deal with that when we're doing it later. AMD pulling back as well. A lot of semiconductors. Let's check out SMH as well. Let's also check out, oh, there's so much to check out. Gotta love the stock market. 160.36. 1.61 billion. All right. Hey, girls. Not too loud, babies. Tease up. What the heck is tease up? Silver's pulling back as well. What is this? Thumps Up Media Corp. Have you ever heard of this? This is down massively. 3.99. Uh-oh. Ooh, here's one that's down massively. Monday. Monday is not looking so good this Monday. Monday is looking pretty bad. We're going to have to put Monday on. Monday on Monday with 40 million. So that means it is optionable. MNDY. All right. And that point of control is at 219. 16% drop, but right now it looks like it might want to move to the upside. All right, let's tweet out what we're going to cover. If you're new to my live stream, you might go, Jane, why on earth should I follow you? Totally okay. Respect that. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. Everybody's entitled to question things, right? So I've been in the stock market world for 25 years, started back in 2000 during the dot-com bubble, and I worked with 4 different brokers. I was a registered sales assistant, meaning that I had my Series 7 like a broker. I took that test. I understand all the risks, all that good stuff. And I saw options happen. I saw people go off of margin. I saw them destroy their lives with the implosion of the dot-com bubble, never exercising employee options. And it came to a point where the market was pretty bad. The economy was pretty bad. And so it was, hey, do I want to partner with a broker during a very tough time in the market or go to culinary school in Europe? I went to culinary school in Europe. I was young. That was 25 years ago. And then I came back to day trading when my first child was born. And I said, hey, I want to be an active trader, but I want to do it day to day. So I'd like to have my hands in it and learn about day trading. So I did. Learned about technical analysis, went through a chartered market technician. And so now I'm here doing this for free for you guys in the morning. I also have my education website right here, Carpe, CARPEPROFIT.com. Let me give that a copy and a paste here so it's in the chat. It brings you right here to this website that has my book, trading terminology video, one-on-one coaching. And if you click here, you can see this book of Trade Like a Billionaire is $11. Talking about how I do everything here in the mornings. All right, so I'm going to start off slow with the crypto, right? I am here live 7:30 in the mornings during the summer, 8:15 during the school year. So what am I looking at, right? Well, the really big money of the world, the people that have the biggest wallets, kind of pretty much run the whole world. So the same is true for the stock market for crypto, right? So we are starting to see that, hey, that push for the digital financial system, maybe a crystal financial system, is going to be happening, right? They are pushing for this. So they are pushing for everybody to buy. They came up, they've tested this megaphone trend line. If it does not close above this, they could potentially bring it back down. But for what I see is that the big money from July 1st is hanging out at 117,873.38. If we go above it, it's buying. If we go below it, it's selling, right? So they brought it back down here following this trend line, and then boom, came up and tested this trend line. Why do the trend lines work? Because so many people use them, right? A lot of stuff is self-fulfilling prophecy in trading because people use it. So that is the daily point of control for what's happening each day. Now, for day trading, I look at the intraday, or what's just happening for today's trading day. Let me put on my pivots here. So we go to see what's happening since the trading day started for crypto, forex, commodities, and futures. It starts the day prior. So we've got that right here. Where is the big money point of control right now? 121,722.66. 121,722.66. Boom. All right, let's go to Ethereum. Ethereum, daily point of control, 3747.02. It popped around a little bit. 3747.02 went up $2. The intraday price level, 42.99 and 17 cents. All right, let's go to XRP. XRP, big money point of control, 298. That has not changed for the 24-hour chart. 326. 326. 67, not 68. All right, for Doge, daily point of control, dancing dog, 0.1913913 is the same. Intraday, 0.238, 0.23879, there we go, and Solana. Solana, big money level, 177.27, they popped it higher. And 186.08 for today. How is the, 186, not 189. How is the YouTube stream working? It looks like it's not. Is it still okay? I gotta notice that the stream was not that good. So let me know if that's not working really well. All right, let's go back to Bitcoin over here. I don't know why it says poor. Connection should all be good. In any event. All right, Bitcoin, let's check it out for a day trade. Where would we want to be? We want to be up above 121,800 for a potential long trade. 70% of the volume is between 119,956 and 121,092. No, negative. Up here, 122,213. Let's put it up at 122,400. Correction, 122,400. Put this up here. Oh, I also forgot to go look at the fear and greed and crypto fear and greed. We'll do that after. All right, or let's go below 119,800. Let's also look at the calendar of what's going on for this week. Realized I didn't check that stuff out. None. USD. Apply. All right, Monday, no announcements, really tentative inflation expectations. Probably will not really move the market. Tomorrow, CPI numbers, yes, and Thursday, PPI numbers, and Friday as well. So volatility for the week, probably Tuesday, Thursday, Friday morning. So likely positioning today in the market for bigger moves. All right, so Bitcoin levels, 119,800 for a potential short and 122,400 for potential long. All right, let's go to Ethereum. All right. It means you got to get the bigger folding phone. Or just, I don't know, can you zoom in on YouTube? I have no idea. 43.40. All right, 43.40 for potential long on Ethereum. Big retracement today so far, right? It's pulling back, and 41.50 right there. 41.50 and 43.40. There you go. Let's go to XRP. So you guys can see I start off somewhat slower, then we're going to get faster. If you have a question, put it in the chat. I will be happy to answer it to the best of my knowledge. All right, and give you my opinion. A reminder, this is just based off of my opinion. I am not a licensed financial advisor now, so please remember that and do your own due diligence, trade with proper risk management. No past performance is indicative of future performance. There are high varying degrees of risk in all trading instruments. Okay, 3.195 and 3.29. There we go. Let's go to Doge. Doge, we're well above, but look at how it came to the former point of control and it rejected it. That's why I love having it on the chart. You can see, not only is this the price, but you saw that the big money was there. So yeah, likely going to be a resistance point as well. To me, a no-brainer. All right. 0.242. Uh-oh. Hello. 0.242. 0.242. There we go. That's better. Or below. It's crazy. Look how much they're pulling things back today. 0.226. 0.226. I always forget that. 0.226. There we go. All right. 0.226 and 0.242 for Doge. For Solana. Solana, we are well above still of the big money points of control there. But intraday, we got to bring it all the way up here. 186.70 brings you, okay, let's do 187.50. Or below over here, 177.88. 177.88 and 187.50. All right, let me tweet that out as well. Hey, Stephanie. Great day. All right, let's see. If you guys also like the live stream, make sure to subscribe, follow, turn on notifications, and share with your friends, because the whole point is to help others. How amazing would life be if we all helped each other? Doing my part. If you share, you do yours too. All right, bigger move coming today on the crypto space. So definitely want to check out crypto related stocks. We do have, let's start off with MSTR. We're also going to look at Coinbase and SMCI. You can see that MSTR is looking similar to the crypto moves that we've had today. Why? Because they hold a lot of Bitcoin, and their price action is somewhat directly related to Stephanie, did you check your junk mail to see if it came through? I can check and see the email. You are on YouTube. Stephanie, are you also on Twitter? You can shoot me a message on Twitter with the email you think it went to and the correct email. How about that? And I can check it and see. All right, so MSTR, I would say below 405.40 and 414 right there. But we didn't check our short volumes. Let's see what's going on with the short volumes. BMNR, 35%, meaning that 35, check your junk mail. Yeah, check your junk mail. Sometimes it goes in there. It's not a clear email as to, so I would say remember the time that you purchased it and then check and see, and it should show up. If not, still reach out to me on Twitter and then let me know and we can check it out. So TCOM, 39%. So more actually bought these long on Friday than short. So no short squeezes there. Potential on MSTR at 55%. Let's also really quickly look at Coinbase. For a long hold, what's my partial sell stop for Walmart, please? Sure, we'll check it out. What was the entry, Frank? That also helps to know, right? Don't have to say number of shares, but that way I can also give you an analysis. All right, 320.50 and 326.50 for for Coinbase. I don't even have it on here, but it is rocking to the upside. I would say potential target for today would be up to 339 if it broke that 326.50. All right, let me write down 56. All right, let's get into BMNR. BMNR moving to the upside. I like it. I like it. More people. So 65% of this volume yesterday was going long. Looks like if we look back in the history right here, that 6150 is going to be an area that when we break 6150, this is going to skyrocket. It's just, statistics. We're above all of the big money and former big money levels. So it looks like that would be a great spot to get in, maybe set an alert for 61, see if it can get above 61.50, and then it would be a potential to rocket to the upside. All right, let's go to SBET. I'll do it, Frank, after I do these longs right here. All right, SBET gapped up, pulled back, hit the 4. Chance for this to rebound right here, reclaim. We are above the big money for now. The next big test would be at the 35.60 zone. Oh, look, we happen to stop right there. Coincidence? No. Big money had sold there before, potentially sold again, and then bought in right here. So confirmed breakout really above 36.50, in my opinion, this downward trend line. All right, 27, 26.50. We can go 26.88 here. For a potential move, that would give you 50 cents up or below 23 as a potential short for SBET. 23, 26.88. All right, let's go to Tessie. Ooh, Tessie coming in testing. We tested that first one. Technical analysis, it always tends to test that former high level, and then it might pull back again, back down to the 4, and then continue. So if you missed this run, as long as it doesn't keep catapulting higher, there's a good chance that it's going to pull back to 327 before it advances. So you will potentially have an opportunity there. 333 and 335. All right, let's go to TCOM. If you have a stock or anything you want me to check out, just put it in the chat, just like Frank did. I will check it out for you. Check it out. Let's check it out. All right, TCOM, pretty narrow this morning, but we'll put this right here, 59. Let's do 59.50. No, that's so narrow pricing. Let's do 59.40. That'll give you 30 cents right there. Point of control is at 59.65, and we can put up above 59.80. 59.40, 59.80. There we go. All right, let's go to Walmart. Oh, beautiful, nice. All right, so right now, looking at it, let's just look big picture, right? We're coming back, we're testing over here. If it were to go, in my opinion, below 102.50, that's where I would say, hey, I need to get out, right? So if you wanted to put a stop for partial at 102.50, you know, no matter what, if it were to get worse, that you locked in a nice profit. You could do a trailing $3 stop for partial, and that would probably be a good thing as well. You can see that it would probably hit resistance or support, sorry, right over here around the 103 mark. So if you give it that $3, you should be okay. 103.02 is also the 4 EMA. It's just above this resistance from the past. We're testing a former resistance zone over here. So you could do, it might oscillate back and forth. Right here, we do have the dividend coming up. Do you want to get the dividend of 23 cents on your shares? Are you willing to let it go sideways for a bit? You can see here it went sideways, and the rough range was, we'll say 99 to 95. So $4. So it's up to you, but it looks like below 102.50 it might draw down. All right, let's do NVIDIA. Sure, Julie, I'll check out PLTR. You got it. Let me go through the shorts, and then we'll check out PLTR. Or potential shorts. I should say down gapping stocks, not shorts, because the market will determine if it is a short or not. Right now, it's just down gapping. All right, 181.50 and 182.50 for NVIDIA today. All right, let's go to AI. All right, AI, massive downward turn. No idea what the news is, don't really care. Just want to see what the stock is doing, right? So you can see pretty clear resistance zone right here, 16, and I would put it down below 14.50. 14.50 and 16 for AI. All right, let's go to SOUN. Where's Shovel? Shovel, where are you? You did mention this was going to catapult higher, and it did. Nice job on that. They also pulled it back to the 200 and then shot it higher going into earnings. However, holding into earnings, risky endeavor. I'm going to say I want to see this make it all the way up to 14 and break out, because then we're going to have clear skies above, right? Probably up to that 15.28 mark. Or let's see, below 13.20, we don't have much. 13.12. 13.12 and 14 for SOUN today. That's weird, because are you on the right one? Are you on the right? Are you trying to... It's Airplane Jane. This one, just to make sure. Do you see the live stream? Because I believe I have, let's see, edit profile, hold on. Let me just make sure, no, that's not it. The messaging, profile, more, settings, monetization, notifications, Security. Let's put messaging. Direct messages. That's what I want. Verified users. Okay, here, I'm going to change it. Okay, you should be good now, Stephanie, to send me. You should be good to send me a message. Try it now. Okay. I think I was getting too much junk mail, and so I changed it to verified people. Okay, so SOUN, done. Let's go to AMD. All right, AMD, big money. 169 today. Above, look at that. They make it so easy putting it right here. 171.20. All right. And let's do 169.48. 48 instead of 50 because of that Camarilla right there. Oh, negative. What am I doing? 169 right here is where the big money is. We got to go 168.50. 168.50 and 171.20. All right, beautiful. And Monday, having a blue Monday. On Monday, came back down to a double bottom over here. Are they going to load up again? Potentially. All right, so their 70% volume is between 197.68 and 209.12. Let's put it 215 and 197.50. All right, 197.50 and 215. Well, Frank, as long as you're making money, you could hold it indefinitely, right? Oh, we're gonna have to change this from 215. Let's put it up to 220. This one is 40 million. It is lower float. Hold on, cancel. So let's get in here. Let's notify everybody. This is low float. Caution. Caution, caution. BMNR, S. Bets. These are less than 100. Could be a little volatile as well. All right, there we go. So let's look at PLTR for the day trade. Julie's wanting to day trade PLTR. All right. Let's look at it over here. Boom. Look. Oh, looks like maybe they sold. Maybe they canceled the order and they said, no, we're not ready just yet. But look at that catapult move from earnings. Volume is descending a little bit. Big rocket ship day here on volume. We are above that, so that's bullish. So we're above the bigger volume. And so for the day trade, where's my lines over here? 188. Come on down. Come on down. We got to go above 187 over here, right? Or this is not my line. 186.40. No, 186.20. 186.20 and 187 for PLTR. All right, let's look at TGen for margin call. So TGen, are you in this long term? Are you looking for day trade, swing trade? It helps me just anticipate what I'm looking at for you. So TGen, a nice run there. How many shares in this? This has 15.99 million. So very low float, very volatile. This one has the big money point of control at 617. You can see rough levels to watch right off the bat right there. So we've got 802, 902, and 994. So roughly the dollar marks are looking pretty strong. I'd get rid of this one. So let's put this here. Let's make this green. Okay. All right. So right now it is bullish because we're above the big money. However, you do have earnings coming up tomorrow after hours. So depending on where you got in, you know, it might pull back to $8. It could be awful, depending on earnings. It's always a bet, right? On earnings, it's a crapshoot. What I do see is we are, as you can tell by the 33, the 8, the 161, 200, we are in the upward trend, so that is positive. We have had a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, A, B, C, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We could go into a bit of an ABC coming up. It might come all the way back down to 6 if they want to buy more. Yeah. Earnings lotto, you could buy out of the money puts, and if it were to catapult up, you could measure the move here from here, right here. Let's go 617 up to 385. You could add $3 either way and see as a lotto, in my opinion. All right. I'm talking options there. All right, let's go to the indexes. Let's look at the Dow. Check our levels on the Dow. Have they fluctuated at all? Everything is up above. All right, so we have 443, 440, 402, and 444.10. So that has not changed. We are below all of those levels. So for a day trade on the Dow, look at all those big money levels up there. They got to really catapult above it, right? You got to catapult above it. So it's tough because if you wanted a day trade, you can see, you know that you've got big money right here. So let's put 443.50. Let's make it 52. 443.52 because I don't want anybody to get super pummeled, and 442.60. My pleasure. Now, when you when the profits come in, you can buy me some Nespresso coffee. When? You can fuel my mornings. All right, so we have the Russell over here. We have our July level as 220.52. That has changed. 4-1 level down here, I believe. Yep, 4-1 level is down at 209 still, and that means 223.52 is our January level. So right now in the short term, we are just above the big money level at 220.52. Remember, this is a basket of 2,000 stocks. So we are looking to see, is this going to indicate a major rally for the market, or is this a major correction? Right now we're above 2 out of the 3. Pretty good. Pretty good. We're positioning on the Dow. They could be wanting to take it higher. The Qs, we saw this amazing trend line run, pull back to the 33, reload with massive volume, looking for that trend line test up here, roughly the 580 mark. They might sell it off there again. So be prepared mentally. If it does not break 580, that could be a bigger move. That could be a time in which they add to a short position for a sell-off. But for now, we're looking good. Let's put it 474.50 for potential short and 475.82. 574.50 and 575.82 right there. Beautiful. Levels 561.87. That has moved up. 561.87. And 519.48. And where's our other one? Oh, down there, 519.48. It's the same for them. All right, let's go to the SPY. Love seeing the big money levels. Look at how messy it's been on the SPY. They have been entering. Nope, just no, yes, no. They have made a mess of it. They have made a mess of it with all these movements. All right, so July level is at 635.46. 635.46. April level, April and January go back to April over here. No, what is this? Wait a second. What is this one? Oh no. Okay, wait, hold on here. Disregard this level and disregard this level. Here is our July 1st level, 624.73. Got it, okay. 624.73. And then this one is 624.23. And 599.40. 624.23. There we go. All right, so let's create a potential day trade setup. 638.50 or below 636.80. 638.50. There we go. So we've got a bit of indifference because we do have some that are above on the Russell and the Dow, but overall for the big money ones, for the S&P 500, NASDAQ, S&P 500, NASDAQ 100, we are green. The Russell, we're green 2 out of 3 quarters, the most recent one, so that's positive to me. And the Dow, we are positioning in the short term, but we are below. However, that's only 30 stocks. So that one can sort of be like, move that to the side. All right. So have an amazing trading day. If you guys like the live stream, please check out the website, carpeprofit.com, where you can check out my trading book there and educational services. Don't just have a good day. Have a great day. Carpe Profit sees those profits one trade at a time. I'll see you all tomorrow, 7